Hi everyone, Tom here with a Doric New Zealand exclusive, and we are proud to announce our 2021 partnership with the young Kiwi gun driver, Hunter Macarae. Welcome, Hunter. Hello.
Hey mate, how are you?
Good, mate. Where are you?
Currently, right now, I am in Leeds, Alabama, or Birmingham, Alabama. So, just getting ready. I'm in my hotel room right now, and tomorrow kicks off the start of the 2021 Indy Pro 2000 season. So, super excited, and just firstly, want to say a huge thanks to everyone at Doric New Zealand and Doric in general, just for their amazing support, and again for continuing this awesome partnership.
Okay, mate. So you were lucky enough to spend a bit of time back in Oz. How was that?
It was good. I mean, very eventful getting in. Obviously, I had the quarantine. I
You
actually
had
did a
COVID as
positive.
well.
I did a positive COVID test, which was interesting. I had no symptoms, luckily. But yeah, did the hotel quarantine and got moved to hospital by ambulance. So it was extremely eventful. I feel like I could write a chapter, like a book chapter on like of the amount of stuff that went down just in that time period. But no, I mean, obviously once I got out of kind of basically jail, it was really nice, just to be back in Australia. I hadn't been back to Australia, and unfortunately, I still haven't been to New Zealand, and it'll be over 2 years soon because of this COVID stuff. But yeah, I hadn't been back home for a year, so to be back, see all my family and friends, and I hadn't seen my mum even for basically 11 months, if not more. So that was weird because usually, I was lucky enough. It's kind of weird now to think of when traveling was normal. They could come over and watch me race for a weekend, and maybe spend a few days and go back, and then I'd see him in a few races time. So it was great, to be back and just be back in the warmth, be back with my friends, like I said, and kind of being a normal 21-year-old kid or 20-year-old kid. So it was great.
So this is your second full season of Indy Pro. Tell us a bit about the championship this year, what it entails, and some of the racetracks you'll be racing at.
So for those who don't know what Indy Pro 2000 is, it's the middle step on the road to Indy, in between Indy Lights and USF 2000, which obviously I've already progressed through. So basically, like I said, last year was my rookie year. Solid year, a lot of podiums and a win, a lot of development. I was a rookie with a rookie team. Paps Racing, the team who I drive for, was also their first year in the category. So a lot of development, but from where we started to where we are now, is a very strong position. So I can't wait for this year to get started. It's been a super competitive field. It's 17 drivers, guys from last year. I think there's four race winners in the field, which is myself and three others who raced last year. And then there's also a lot of guys from USA 2000 who have stepped up, which will be quick and be very competitive. And then there's also a lot of guys actually from Europe who have come over from FIF3, who are also very fast. So the field this year is very, very tight, very close. At the private test and the official test, at Barber, obviously we were racing this weekend. The times are extremely close, and we've been competitive in the top 5 in every session. But the top 10 actually has 4/10 separating the whole kind of blanket of the top 10. So it's very, very close, and I think this weekend we're going to be strong, and I can't wait to get stuck in.
Yes, so it is close, and it's the Indy Pro Series. Give us a bit of a comparison of what that's like to an IndyCar. Obviously, you've got Scotty Dixon and Scotty McLaughlin, Kiwis in there this year. So in terms of speed, what are the differences you think between those two cars?
Well, main thing, obviously, with the road to Indy, it's basically preparing for IndyCar. So USA 2000, obviously, compared to what I'd driven previously, which was Formula Ford in Australia, had more tire grip, obviously on a slick tire compared to a groove tire in Formula Ford, and some aero. So that teaches you a lot more about, the aerodynamic balance of the car in high speed corners, which is very different. And then you go into the Indy Pro 2000, which is the middle step, and that is a lot more power, a lot more tire grip, and a lot more aerodynamics. So basically what this kind of is the more you step up, the more tire grip you get, the more power you get, and the more aerodynamics you get. So basically, an IndyCar just has more power, more grip, essentially, in the high speed and mechanically in the low speed. So I don't know exactly time-wise how much slower, but it's not that much slower, especially around some tracks. Obviously those cars are extremely fast, but we are also going very quick. So the Indy Pro car is a very fast car, extremely fun car to drive. Obviously, it's got a lot of tire grip, like I touched on, and yeah, it's definitely a blast to drive.
So you're a young Kiwi in America. What's it like to be in America at the moment, with the different circumstances they have compared to being here?
It's very different. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, I think compared to last year, it's a lot more kind of normal, or feels a bit more normal in the sense of two things: of the fact that it's getting better and kind of progressing, and things like the vaccine and stuff like that are coming out, which seems to be getting stuff rolling, and there's fans slowly starting to come back. And there's also the fact of just how different America is in general to Australia. Everything's a lot bigger. I guess in Australia, you only really race in, apart from Tasmania and Perth, now they've brought back, you can't only race in Sydney, Melbourne, and Queensland, around those areas, I should say. Whereas in America, the whole country is just, we're everywhere. So this weekend I'm racing in Alabama, and then the following weekend I'm racing in the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, which is straight back to back. So the difference in between those states, at home, it's kind of similar, maybe a little bit different about a few things, but you don't see that much of a difference. Whereas going state to state in America, it's completely different. It feels like, you go from Los Angeles, or California, I should say, to Barber, where I am in Alabama now, is completely different. Or you go to Texas to Arizona, it's so different. So that part of it's cool. And this will be my third year being in the States, and I still haven't really, I'm probably a bit more used to it, but it's still funny seeing the new states, and kind of a novelty still seeing how different people and cultures and food are, so it's fun. I mean, for me, it's especially now that stuff's slowly starting to open up again, it's nice to kind of to experience all that.
Right. Well, for all our Doric New Zealand people, Hunter, we will get to know a bit more about Hunter across the next 12 months, as we will do one of these before each race and after each race. And also we may even do some of Hunter's getaway / travel expeditions as well, to show a bit about where he is in America. So Hunter, my friend, all the best of luck this weekend in the first round of the season. We're all behind you here in Oz and NZ, and I can't wait to see how you go, bud.
Thanks, mate. Thank you to everyone at Doric as well for all the support. Really appreciate it. I see all the stuff on social media you guys do, and all the support. And even if it's a little comment or something, it's always nice to see, and really appreciate it. So thanks, guys, and hope to do you proud.
Again, mate.